Hi, my name is Laraine Walton, and welcome to this Wednesday's edition of Let's Chat. Today, I'll be speaking with Jessica Greenfield, MSU senior and social work intern at the Family Resource Center. Hi, Jessica. How are you?
Good.
Good. I'm so happy to have you here with me today. So, Jessica, what made you choose to go into the field of social work?
I like social work because there's so many different things you can do with it. You don't have to pick just one career. You can do a bunch of different things with a social work degree. So I didn't want to limit myself. I felt nervous to just pick one thing. What if I got sick of it? What if I wanted to change my mind, 10 or 15 years down the line? So social work you can really do so many different things with, which I love.
So now that you're a senior at MSU and you're going to be graduating here soon, have you narrowed it down to exactly what you want to do with your social work degree?
I have, more so than I did originally. I want to go to grad school for some type of student affairs. I want to work with students. I want to possibly do advising. I want to help students through the process of going to college, help them meet their educational goals. So that's definitely narrower than it was.
Right. Well, I work at the State and Family Resource Center, and one of the great things about my job is that I work with MSU students.
Mm-hmm.
The majority of the MSU students that I interact with have children. And as a social work intern in my office, how have you seen the benefits of working in this office for you? How is that going to help you in the future with your social work?
I'm definitely going to take everything that I'm learning here, and I'm going to apply it to wherever I end up. I want to work with students, and that, entails so many different populations. So working here, I see a bunch of students that have children, and that was a population that I really didn't know much about at all before coming here. I didn't know the unique challenges they face and what's available to them. So whether or not I stay at MSU after grad school, I'll know that, okay, there's got to be something at, different colleges for these students. If there's not, then maybe I ought to do something.
Because I know that Michigan State is one of the very few universities that offer a family resource center with all the resources that we give to our students as far as the scholarships and even the student parent piece, the registered student organization. So if you weren't to stay at MSU and you were to go to another university that didn't offer these type of programs to students, especially the student parents, how would you become an advocate?
I think a big challenge is that so many people are unaware that this population of students is even on campus. I knew nothing. I'm a social work student, and I knew really nothing about students that have children. These are people that I see every day, that I'm walking by every day, and I had no idea. So I think that raising awareness and letting those many challenges be known to that particular campus would be a huge method of advocacy just in itself, because if people don't know, then how can progress happen, how can change happen if people have no idea that these changes are even out there?
What are some of the resources that you found that MSU students have from working in the Family Resource Center?
Well, when I watch you talk with other people, I've learned a lot of different things that the Family Resource Center can offer students. There's the Spartan Kids grant, the child care grant that MSU gives students, and some student parents on a mission. I had no idea that that was even out there for students. I think I haven't interacted. Remember, it's only, partway through the first semester, so I don't know everything, but it seems that having a group where students that face the same challenges can come together, that's a huge resource in itself. I think of many people, I like to meet people from my program that understand, okay, we have the same classes, we face the same challenges, and I like to talk with them because we can relate. So I think that has to be a huge resource to talk with other people that have children, because you guys, they would understand each other, and maybe be able to provide support, or even just listening to someone who you know isn't just going to sympathize with you, but empathize with you, because they know what's going on. They're like, oh, I've been there. So,
have you ever gone back to class and kind of discussed what you've learned at the Family Resource Center with the other students in your social work program? And how do they react when they find out that there are a lot of MSU students here that have children?
People, I think they know. I think it's sometimes when you assume. Like, I assumed. I think I knew that. I don't think I ever said to myself, there's nobody that has kids here. But at the same time, I never thought about, okay, what are these students? What challenges are they facing that maybe are different from the ones I'm facing? What's challenging for this particular population? And a lot of the students that I talk with become really interested in figuring out, okay, well, let's see ways that we can support SPOM. Let's see ways we can support the Family Resource Center, because in the social work program, there's so many different opportunities for service and to help. And what better place to be within our peers? Like, these are our colleagues. We're all here together. So there's been a pretty good reaction to everything I've had to say.
Well, I know from my own experience, I'm a single parent as well, and although I'm a full-time staff member here at MSU, I'm also a part-time student at LCC. So I know how hard it can be for some of the students that juggle all of the things that they juggle being full-time students.
Yeah, I can't even imagine.
The jobs and trying to find some state assistance to help them out, and having too much pride, and sometimes they don't know where to go or where to begin. So for you to come in and feel like that's the population that you want to interact with really, really makes me happy, because there are a lot more what we call non-traditional students starting to now go to these big universities and other universities, and not just community colleges.
Right, which is such a good thing. So that's awesome.
And a lot of them are coming directly from high school and coming in. So they're not even non-traditional in the sense that they've had children and stopped going, and then decided to come back to school.
Keep it going.
Yeah, they've got the courage to say, I have this child, but it's not going to be a crutch. I'm going to keep going to school. So they really do need advocates to kind of help them and guide them.
I can't imagine being a student coming to university. I mean, I transferred here, and even just as a student, no children, it was very overwhelming. It's very overwhelming to go to a university and to, figure everything out. And I don't even have the responsibility of a child. I can't imagine maneuvering all of that. Not only worrying about yourself, but a child or children. It's a huge responsibility.
We have a lot of students that are up here, especially international students, that have anywhere from 2 to 5 children.
Right.
And how do they manage? And it's just good to know that there is a resource on this campus that supports those students. And that they don't have to feel alone. And I think the hard part for this office, the Family Resource Center, is that there's not enough that we could do to help everyone, especially the international population, because we can't give them the grants or the scholarships that they are looking for to help them with the child care, because they're taxed so heavily.
Right.
So we need to figure out a way to make that, to make a change there, so we can support more students. What is going to be the biggest challenge for you, though, do you feel, that might be an obstacle in trying to help students in become a social worker?
I think something that I will struggle with is a lot of, as a social worker, and no matter what, going in even student affairs, I think the goal always has to be to empower the students you meet. And I think that sometimes I can find myself, I like to just do as much as I can, because you have kind of just that spirit of let me help, let me do what I can, but at the same point, if you do so much work, and if you take on all the responsibility, then you're going to make the student dependent, and maybe I want to make sure that I'm always showing the resources, but then that students taking the steps that they need to, so that when I'm not there, they're empowered. They can do this on their own, because that's the end goal. You want the student to be self-sufficient and doing well. So I'm trying to find the balance between doing what I need to do and doing what I can do to help, but at the same time empowering the student and helping them help themselves and their family or whoever they're trying to help as well.
I think that's a struggle for myself as well when I work with the students. How much hand holding do you do? How much do you walk them step by step? Or when do you let go to give them the power to try and figure the things out on their own? And some of the students can do that. Some of the students, you can give them a resource and they're off. And, they don't come back to you for a while. You contact them again and they're doing just fine. But other students, if you don't hold their hands, they won't take that next step. So where do you draw the line? I think that's a big
It's a really hard thing to know, because everybody's different. You can't just say, okay, at this point I'll be done. Everybody's different. Everybody has different needs and different abilities. So it's like every time you meet somebody, you have to make sure to treat them, address their unique abilities and needs. And it's hard because you also have to assess each person. Okay, where do I draw this line?
Because every person is an individual with their own individual issues. And you still might have two people that come in with the same borderline issue, but you have to treat them differently because their personalities are different. Their family situation might be a little bit differently. But I see you working with the students in a very positive way. You've done a lot in this office so far as a social work intern. You have actually, I call you my little sponge, soaked up all the information very well. And I can't wait to contact you 5-10 years from now and see how we're doing. Thank you, Jessica, so much. Well, I want to thank Jessica Greenfield for sitting on the couch with me, and this ends this Wednesday's edition of Let's Chat.